So you want to learn how to create this unique time slice effect inside of After Effects, then stick around because I'm about to break it down step by step in this tutorial, and I'll show you a few ways you can spice it up with a couple different effects. And just a quick note, you will need Sapphire for this effect, so make sure that you have it installed before we jump into the tutorial, but let's get right into it. So we're in After Effects and I have this same music video that I used last time in my latest tutorial, so it's this tandem music video, but it doesn't really matter. And to create this effect, of course, we're going to use a time slice effect on the background, so we can start off by adding that one on, and just off the jump it looks like this. And as you can tell, it doesn't look bad, but I think we can make it look a lot better. So I'll change the slice number to 24 because I just like it when we have a lot more slices in the scenes. And I'll change the slice direction to this diagonal direction, so something like this. And we also need to mess with the frame offset because it starts in a really weird way right here, so we'll mess with that and we'll keep it around something like this at the start, and then it will animate, of course, as we play it through. So now if I play it through, it will look like this. Doesn't look bad, but not really what I want. So what I'll do is I'll select this button right here, interp frames, and we'll get a little bit of a smoother version of the time slice instead of the one that we had before. So now it's just the background that fades with that kind of glow. It looks great. And I'll actually change the frame offset to like -19. So instead I'll have my subject in here instead of switching to the next scene. Or you can switch it to something like -10, something like this, and you'll see exactly why in a second. So this is what we have right now. I did turn up the slice number to like 30 just so I have a little bit more to work with, and it looks a lot better in my opinion. So now we can add on some more effects just to spice this up. I'll go for an optics compensation on the background just to drag it up a little bit to get this kind of lens distortion, and I turned it up to 60 and selected the reverse lens distortion. And now I'll also add on a sapphire warp chroma to the background, but we'll change the matte from layer to subject and the source to effects and masks. So now this effect will only be applied like right around the subject. Now it's not too visible because we have it underneath all of the effects, so we'll throw it on top of the time slice, and I'm about to crash. Okay, so I fucking crashed, but this is what we got right now. We have the rotoscope right here, and then we have the background with those effects on it. And now I'll just re-add the optics compensation. We can also go for something like a CC lens and just drag this all the way up to like 120, 140, something like this. And then the final effect I'll add on will be a chromatic aberration from Universe, and this is just to get the radial blur around the edges with the distortion as well. And we can throw on a lens texture from this one, so I'll probably go for something like maybe the bokeh one or the frozen, something like this. So when I play it all through, it's going to look like this. It looks good. Now all I gotta do is animate all of this. So this will probably be the final look, so it's going to look like this at the final frame. So I'll go to the last frame and keyframe the master distortion, keyframe the size of the CC lens, keyframe the field of view, and keyframe my Z distance, and then the time slice we can keep it as it is. And then here for the first frame, we'll basically make everything turn up like gradually. So the Z distance will go down to 0.3. The optics compensation will turn it down to something pretty low or maybe high, so you can zoom out like that. For the lens we can go for something like this, so we'll zoom out. And for the chromatic aberration, I'll just turn it down a little bit. We can also turn down the radial and edge blur on the chromatic aberration, and then keyframe it all the way up here at the end to 1 and 3. And that's a sick effect in my opinion. I'll spice it up a little bit more by dragging the time slice on top of most of these effects. And now to add a final touch onto this effect, I'll open up the VFX kit and open up the shakes tab. And this is my own plugin that I coded, and it has over 150 effects that you simply apply with one click, and you have all of these previews as well, so you can preview every single effect before applying. I can either go for something like a subtle vertical shake, just click on it and it will automatically apply, and it will look like this, which looks pretty good in my opinion. I'm a huge fan of this. Since we already have a pretty heavy effect, it wouldn't look too good with a shake that is also really heavy. So for example, if I add on this wiggle clean, this one is pretty intense, so it's probably not going to look too good on this scene. And that's basically it for this effect. I'll leave the final result up on the screen right now. Thank you so much for watching. I'll leave the VFX kit linked in the description if you want to go and check it out for yourself. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next